We're looking at the front of the car. We're getting ready to zoom in on the water pump because we're going to put the water pump pulley on. I'll go grab that and be right back. So we got the pulley, which barely fits on through there. And what I'm putting it on with, because it's the only fancy ones I could find, is a hex head and chrome lock washer, chrome hex head, chrome lock washer. The hardest part of this is going to get the first couple lined up because, wow, that was a pretty lucky placement. Almost lined up. These are 5/16 24 threads. One-inch long, which is probably overkill, but these are the only ones they had at Home Depot. I'll get these in and I'll make sure it spins without any contact. I do believe it will. I had some longer bolts that fit that weren't chrome. I wanted something that looked a little nicer. So I think these will be fine. Don't tell me I only picked up 3 washers. That's what I did. Have to go grab the 4th one. I'm sitting here watching the video I took of putting the water pump pulley on earlier today, and just occurred to me that this may be confusing to some people because I have electric fans that I'm putting on. So normally you would attach a fan or a fan clutch to the water pump pulley, but in my case, because I have electric fans, all I'm doing is the pulley. I'm just looking at my power steering pump and coming to the conclusion that I should have topped that off with fluid before I put the alternator on, because the bracket is in the way. It's going to make it more difficult to fill it with fluid, but that's the way it's on the car whenever it's done, so I'm sure it's possible. Just making sure that this rotates without any problem. So that's the first time I had most of the pulleys on to see if they're lined up pretty good. Yeah, visually they look like they're pretty good. They should be spot on because of the size of shims that I used. So next thing, if I can find where I put the AN fittings for the fuel lines, is to get the fuel filter hooked in so that I can test that fuel pump and check the line for leaks at the rear before I put the body back on, because it's an easy fix to tighten it now, because all you have to do is take off that cover in the back. It's 7 or 8 bolts. But if you put the body on and then find you have a leak, you have to take the fuel tank down, which means you probably have to take mufflers down, spare tire carrier down, and a bunch of stuff. So I'm going to try to find those AN fittings, and be another walk up to the house to get the filter because I didn't bring it down, and see if I can put the filter on. And what I'm going to have to do is just leave myself enough slack in this line so that I can mount it somewhere on the wheel well. That'll be easy enough to fix a leak there. But in order to test it, I've got to be able to pressurize it all the way up to the sniper system. So I'm going to go on a search mission to find all the parts that I need to do that.